Good morning. I would like to call to order this meeting of the Fremont County Commissioners. Ask you to please rise for an invocation by Alicia Swearingen from the Royal Gorge Vineyard Church, and please stay standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah, Heavenly Father, we are just so grateful for this community that we get to serve in. And Lord, I'm so grateful for this team of people that work so hard to make it a better place. So Lord, we just pray protection over all who call this their home, and give us wisdom, give us unity in this community for the greater good. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Amen. Mm-hmm. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks, Alicia.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bell.
Present.
Commissioner Grantham.
Here.
County Attorney Bellis.
Present.
County Administrator Croce.
Present.
Planning and Zoning Director Victoria.
Present.
We move next to approval of today's agenda.
Madam Chair, I don't know of anything that we need to change. I move for the approval of the agenda.
Second. Motion and second to approve today's agenda. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Up next is our consent agenda.
Madam Chair, I move for the adoption of the consent agenda. There are no public hearings being scheduled in this consent agenda.
A very short consent agenda for what we normally have. I will second that motion. Motion and second to approve today's consent agenda. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Up next is administrative and informational topics. We will begin with staff and elected officials. Up first, we have with us this morning Kathy Elliott, our county treasurer and public trustee. We will begin with a semi-annual treasurer's report, followed by a public trustee quarterly report. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning. So end of year, we ended up better than last year. DOT and DHS are the bulk of that increase. Don't really have much. Bottom line's good.
Okay.
All right, any questions?
None from me.
Motion?
Move to accept the treasurer's report.
I'll second. Motion and second to accept the semi-annual treasurer's report. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, next up, public trustee quarterly report.
Can I add one more thing? As the treasurer,
Absolutely.
put a different hat on. I just talked to the printer, and tax notices are scheduled for Friday to be mailed, but they do have a meeting tomorrow, and they are going to try to move us up a day or two. So,
Boy, I'll bet everyone's excited to hear that.
yeah.
Okay, thank
They
you.
act pretty excited when they call.
I'll bet they do.
Yeah.
Until I see their bill.
Okay, other hat. Public trustee. So we did 391 releases the fourth quarter, which was 55 more than we had done in the third quarter. We started 27 foreclosures. We ended the year with 83. We had 59 in 2024. Of the foreclosures, 26 of those were VA loans.
Wow.
Maybe I didn't write that in there. Of the sales that we had, we had 4 files, one from 2024, 3 from 2025 that the owners were able to cure the payments. So that's good news. We had 7 foreclosures that sold to an outside bidder. They withdrew for some reason. We aren't sure why, but they withdrew 39 foreclosures last year. And we sold 36 of them that went back to the bank. Those are including 24, one from 2023, several from 2024, and quite a few from 2025, so.
It seems as though the number of foreclosures initiated is on the upswing again.
It is.
It has been pretty low for the last number of years. So
Yes.
that's a little bit distressing to see.
It is. It is, and I don't like seeing the, the veteran ones are hard for me. So I hate to see anybody lose their home, but especially the veterans,
Especially hard when it's a veteran, agreed.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Kathy. Any questions?
Kathy, is there anything online, it's talking about those foreclosures over the course of time, is there anything that is available online as far as tracking that? And how many foreclosures quarterly or annually?
There is on the public trustee website.
Okay, thank you.
So that would be through fremontcountyco.gov to
And if
elected
they go to
officials.
treasurer, I think that then there's another drop down, they can pick between treasurer and public trustee.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Nope.
Motion, please.
Move to accept the public trustee quarterly report.
I'll second. Motion and second to accept the public trustees quarterly report. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We turn next to Sean Sutton, our Budget and Finance Officer, for a sales and use tax report. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
You got
Wish
good
you,
news for us today?
Yeah, I do have
Good.
some news, yeah. Before
All
I
right.
get started, Happy New Year. This is my first meeting. I know you guys
Well,
have had a
Happy
couple
New Year.
before,
Yes.
so. Yep, to get started, retail sales tax collection. This is for November as we close out 2025, and obviously we're moving into 2026. But November for general fund totaled $745,805. This is $17,906 more than 2024. Year-to-date, collections, $8,689,289, which is $33,381 more than 2024. And year-to-date, we sit at $989,289 over our 2025 budget. The other thing, excuse me, as I look through, just kind of compare the last 5 years, 2020 through 2025, you'll see an increase in total numbers over the years. So about 7 million in 2020, 8.4 in 2021, 2022, we sit at about 9 million. Seems like we're almost at a little plateau here over the last 3 years. So this is something that we'll monitor, and, obviously when you hit a plateau, in finance, there's 2 ways to go, well, 3 ways to go really, but when you're kind of at that flat mark, usually it's going to go up or down. So we'll obviously monitor this as we close out 2025 and move into 2026. But again, the conservative budget that we have hopefully would be able to sustain any negative drop.
And I can't say that flat is necessarily bad.
It's not bad, no, not in this case, correct.
All right.
Considering what we're hearing other counties and other
Yeah.
local governments going through right now, flat is good.
Flat is okay.
So we're not elated, we're okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Auto use sales tax collection, seems like the clerk was pretty busy last month, so good numbers to report for December of 2025. General fund portion was $132,935. That was $21,950 more than 2024. Year-to-date, we sit at $1,520,609. This was $174,698 less than 2024, but ahead of our 2025 budget by $245,609. Again, the negative amount has to do with September sales of some large organizations and collections from that in September of both 2023 and 2024. In discussions with the clerk and obviously the commissioners, we budgeted appropriately this year and knew that that was not something that was sustainable, so we budgeted appropriately. Lodging, this is November 2025, total $11,357. This is $2,827 more than 2024. Year-to-date, we sit at total collections at $358,924. This is $49,139 more than 2024, and $47,257 ahead of our budget. With the change in what the state's provided us this year, typically December would be a quarterly collection, but I just don't know. So we'll see what comes in this next month, and I will report that just as soon as we get that. So hopefully more good numbers to come in with that. Next is the retail sales tax for the Sheriff's Department. This is for November 2025, which totaled $497,204. Again, $11,938 more than 2024. Year-to-date, we sit at $5,792,860, which is $22,256 more than 2024, and ahead of budget by $338,693. The last report is the sheriff auto use sales tax, which $88,426 was collected in December. This is $14,634 more than 2024. Year-to-date, we sit at $1,013,741. This is $116,465 less than 2024, but the Sheriff's Department does remain ahead of budget by $178,741. So overall, again, pretty good numbers as we wrap up 2025 and we move into 2026.
I would agree with that and say, overall, I'm really happy with our numbers that are coming in from last year. As Commissioner Grantham alluded to, there are counties and municipalities all over the state that are in real financial trouble right now. We've talked to other county commissioners who are looking at cutting $4 million out of the 26 budget or $12 million out of the 26 budget. We didn't have to do that, and I think part of it is because we do always budget so conservatively with not only your help, but the help of all of our elected officials, all of our department heads, our administration, everyone else. I think we take a very real look at what is possible, and we try very hard to keep those numbers down, so thank you.
In many of those counties, and I don't wish this upon anyone, to have to go through some of those tough cuts. This county is no stranger to that in not too distant past. But also there is a certain political tint to those particular counties that are having to make those cuts. Same thing with the state, where the $1 billion deficits year over year it's pretty easy to point to the cause of such things, and it's overcommitted spending. And so we don't do that. Puts us in a better position when things flatten. Lodging tax is just another kind of a microcosm of this discussion, where ours is 47 ahead of budget.
Correct.
That's pretty good compared to other, especially the resort communities, and their expectations on their lodging taxes. They've fallen way behind on those, and that's why they've been running legislation the last 2 or 3 years to try to expand, raise the ceiling on how much the percentage they can take in lodging tax, and also expand the uses outside of actual tourism advertising. Meanwhile, our lodging tax is progressing forward, and our tourism council has a fund balance and some cushion there for their needs, and all of this a credit to sound financial planning by you and my colleagues over the course of years, and so appreciate that. Thank you, Sean.
You bet.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We turn next to our county clerk, Justin Grantham, who has a county clerk's monthly report. Good morning, Justin.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Good morning, everyone. It's always nice to have our sales and use tax report with the county clerk's report because we complement each other really well when it comes to stuff. So the total motor vehicle fees, sales tax, and recording fees collected for December of last year were $1,366,708.91. Fremont County's portion for disbursement is $793,885.60. That is 58% of the total fees and is $157,051.37 more than December of '24. Year-to-date, the office was, last year, we were down $32,941.14. What I will note is that $32,941 probably could have been made up if the last 2 days of the year we weren't bombarded with a whole bunch of title paperwork that could not get processed because there was just too much that came in. So we could almost, not flatline, but we could almost zero out that number because we had a plethora of stuff that could not get processed that last day of the year. So,
Which is very impressive, quite frankly.
yes, absolutely. And budgeting wise, I know I look at a whole bunch of financial reports in years past and coordinate with Mr. Sutton to make sure that we budget correctly on the stuff that comes in on our side because we do bring in millions of dollars in the DMV. We don't get to keep all that, but we do bring in that. And so if we don't correctly reflect what will be is really what it is within percentage of error, it could really hurt the county. So I appreciate Mr. Sutton's help with all of that and make sure that we try to accurately reflect numbers from our end so that we don't hurt the budget for the following year. So I do appreciate all the help that comes in with that. But
All right, thank
I just thought I'd give you guys a heads up. That pretty much could have been zeroed out if we could have caught up, so.
All right. Questions, motion?
Motion.
All right.
Move to accept the county clerk's monthly report.
And I will second. We have a motion and second to accept the county clerk's monthly report for the month of December 2025. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Tony Carochi, our county administrator, is here with us this morning, so we will turn to him for a county administrator report. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioner Grantham. I have a very brief report this morning. Fremont County has the following job opportunities posted. Fremont County Sheriff's Office, we have a detention deputy posting that closes February the 11th, and a patrol deputy posting that closes February the 2nd. In our assessor's office, we have an appraiser position that closes February the 3rd. And in our clerk and recorder's office, we have two positions posted, a motor vehicle clerk 2, and that position closes tomorrow, January the 28th, and an election technician 2 posting that closes tomorrow also, January the 28th. For more information about employment opportunities with Fremont County, please review our county website at fremontcountyco.gov, or you can call our HR department at 719-276-7409. And that is all I have this morning, ma'am.
All right, thank you so much, sir. All right, other elected officials' comments. Let's go back to our county clerk.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's a lot I had to write down so I wouldn't forget. But the first and foremost, if you're planning on traveling through Canyon City, please make sure you know your route because there's a lot of detours happening all over the place. And if you don't know your side streets, this is the great opportunity to learn them because some of the main streets are not accessible. So that includes North 9th and East Main and a few others. So just FYI, putting it out there. Because this is an even year, for those of you who don't know, we do have caucuses coming up, and it is a primary year as well. So be aware that there are affiliation deadlines when it comes to primary and involvement in your caucuses. So you have 17 more days to affiliate with one of the major or minor parties if you want to participate in caucus. There is a deadline for that because I have to produce those lists to the political parties so that you will be eligible to vote on their grassroots caucus county assembly process. That also is in effect for your primaries. You have to be affiliated in the month of May to get the major party ballot of your choice or minor party ballot of your choice. If you stay unaffiliated, you will only receive the Republican and Democratic primary ballots in June. unless you come in and want to vote on a minor party, if the minor party has a primary. If they don't, then you can't get it, obviously, because it's not there. But if you want to come in and vote, you're more than welcome to. But just letting you know, if you are unaffiliated, you will receive 2 ballots. You can only vote one. You can return both, but if they're both voted, your votes will not count. If you vote one and return a blank, we will assume you didn't want to vote that one, and so the one that was voted is good to go. Just throwing those dates out there for you. You can contact my office at 719-276-7340 if you need more information on those dates. February 16th, the week of President's Day. The county is closed on the 16th. The DMV will be closed on the 17th because of the fact that we're getting a massive system upgrade with our software for doing title and registration. That also goes over to driver's license as well. They will be closed because we use the same system. And so we're having major upgrades that day. And then on the 18th and 19th, because it's a new system and we need to make sure that the state did it correctly, we're asking that it's by appointment only, and we're trying to gear it toward friends and family. 1, because we don't want to get yelled at, and 2, because if there is an issue, we know how to contact you easier. So the 18th and 19th, the office will be closed, but it'll be for appointment only to process transactions so that we know it works correctly. That also affects my monthly report because I'll end up having 2 monthly reports, one with the old system, one with the new system. And it'll take a while to figure out all the angles because they decided it's not just enough to do a system upgrade, they're going to change all the acronyms and all the names of all the financial statements. So
In the middle of an election year.
yeah, in the middle of an election year.
That's even better.
I appreciate that. So know that the DMV will be closed pretty much that week. And so if you have any questions about that, please reach out, 719-276-7440. And that's all I really want to talk about, so thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right, Commissioner Grantham, what's on your mind this morning?
Oh, my goodness. Well, hold on to your wallets, folks. We can talk about all the good things happening here in Fremont County and with the work of our finance office team and Mr. Sutton and commissioners and all the elected officials being very conscientious of how they're spending taxpayer dollars. Well, the state is not in that same mindset, to put it bluntly. I'm not going to go through the litany of all the bad stuff that's already poking its head up. The commissioners are participating with Colorado Counties Incorporated through those steering committees and through their actions there in the Capitol to oppose bills that are an affront to local control. Unfunded mandates and bills that, what's the third one? Don't give us a seat at the table.
Yes.
That's CCI's mandate, and I think CCCA has some similar, the County Clerks Association and the other associations where the elected officials have similar priorities when it comes to that in general. I will mention one bill in particular just because of the timeliness of it today. Senate Bill 4. If the Second Amendment is something that is important to you, you'll remember Senate Bill 3 from last year where the legislature decided to put the government, again, a little bit more wedged in between you and your ability to purchase firearms at your discretion. The government inserted itself into the purchase of particular firearms, requiring you to get certain training and things like that just because of the particular kind of scary gun that they identified in the legislation. Again, it's an infringement. It's pretty plain and simple that it was an infringement. but that's what they passed. Now this year, Senate Bill 4 of this legislative session, the title of the bill is concerning who may petition a court for an extreme risk protection order. This, again, is an attack on our Second Amendment rights. While last year they inserted the government into the process of exercising your Second Amendment rights, this year they are going to insert your neighbors, your healthcare professionals, your first responders, your schools. They're going to insert your neighbors and your friends into the middle of this process, granting them the right to request an extreme risk protection order on you or on Joe Smith, American citizen, allowing them to do this. It requires no real evidence. All they have to do is make this request, and you have no right to a hearing before those guns are, folks can come, authorities can come and take away your guns. It's a frustrating thing to watch as this is happening in real time in Denver, but we can expect nothing less from Denver when it comes to these things and the ongoing onslaught to remove you from your guns. So that, I said, was timely because today is the first hearing in the first committee for Senate Bill 4 at 2 o'clock. If you're interested in making some waves there with some testimony, and you can't make it to Denver, please do so online. You can go online, register to testify for that committee hearing. Plan to spend some time in front of the computer this afternoon and this evening if you're going to do that. It will be a long hearing. There will be a lot of people in the room testifying. There will be a lot of people online. It'll be maddening. You'll probably want to break your computer at a few points during the hearing as people say the things they're going to say. It'd be sort of like watching the Bronco game on Sunday. Yeah, I brought that up, sorry.
I thought this was going to be a friendly meeting this morning.
But if you have one of those foam bricks, keep that handy so you can toss that at the screen and not break anything. Plan to spend some time in front of the computer. Chances are they will only give you 1 or 2 minutes to speak. So if you're going to get online and do that, be succinct, be direct, and pithy is the word of the day. So again, we will continue to update you on this and many of the lowlights that will certainly be coming down from Denver over the course of the next 110 days. So that's it, Madam Chair.
100 and too many.
100 and too many.
Yes. All right, thank you, sir. Couple of things that I wanted to mention. First of all, our next meeting is scheduled on February 10th. It's a regular meeting. It will happen as normal. But the meeting after that, we already have created the date change for that. That meeting should be happening on Tuesday, February 24th, but we backed it up to Thursday, February 19th. So just if you would make a note of that, that we did move that meeting date. The reason we moved that meeting date is that 2 of the 3 of us will be in Washington, D.C. for the National Association of Counties Legislative Conference. So imagine after that speech, imagine 5 days of being in Washington and dealing with these kinds of issues. It's not the most fun trip that we ever make, but it's one that we think is incredibly important. We go to represent the people of Fremont County. We feel the need to be there to speak our voices as your local representatives. And so we think it's a very, very important space for us to be. And therefore, we have changed that meeting date. So keep that in mind. The only other thing that I wanted to mention in honor of Commissioner McFall, who is not with us today, is we do still have extreme fire danger.
We do.
We got a little bit of snow. We got a lot of wind, which kind of dissipates the snow, just takes away any good benefits that we might have received from it. So it's still very, very dry out there. Please be careful. All right. Let's see. With that, we have one request from a citizen who wishes to address the commissioners On a matter not scheduled on today's agenda, we have Christopher Olney from Colorado Springs Utilities with us this morning, who would like to speak on an MOU update for the commissioners. Good morning, Chris.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning,
morning.
Commissioners. Good to see you all again. Yeah, I just want to take the opportunity to kind of come back and remind the committee what we did last year. We kind of met in a work session. We talked about the growing need and the impacts that the Front Range is going to have on water resources throughout the entire state, most importantly, the Arkansas Basin. And just to kind of follow back what we talked about, we really want to be and have those conversations with the counties. We want to explain to you our needs and desires and what's going on with the city of Colorado Springs and how, if it impacts the county. So to let you know that that hasn't stopped. We're still working on that. This is going to be approximately a 5, 10, if not even a 50-year plan we'd like to have in place. So as we grow and as we develop, those counties can have an input as to what's going on with what we're doing going forward. So this is just a follow-up that it hasn't died on the stem. We're still working on it. It's just a big deal to us to make sure everybody is engaged and knows what we're doing.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much for being here. Any
you.
questions?
No, thank you
Comments?
for coming down, Chris. Just keep
All right.
us informed on where you're at. We appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Thanks,
Thank
Chris. Have a great day.
Excuse me, Commissioner?
It is
Okay.
9:30.
Oh, I was going to, something different,
Okay, yes, sir.
if possible.
Yes, sir.
If we are switching the BOCC calendar to February 19th, I have a public hearing that we should announce today. So that way,
Okay.
other than that, with
All
that
right.
date being changed, it would mess things up.
Okay, do we have that information?
We do. It
Let's
would-
move forward with that, and let me ask a quick question to our attorney. Do we need to go back and redo our consent agenda to consider this formal notification of
Or
public
just make a
hearing?
motion.
No, I think we'll just do it by way of motion during new business.
Okay, all right,
Apologies, I didn't know the schedule was going to change, so I thought I had things worked out, and I don't.
okay.
So,
Better to know now.
Yeah, way better to know now, so thank you.
yeah, I wouldn't want to delay the applicant.
Okay.
It is for a special review use 25-002, Diana's Pumpkin Patch. It'll be for agritainment, and that will be for Thursday, February 19th at 9:30.
At 9:30. All right. So do we need to do a motion to?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
I would move that we schedule a public hearing for SRU 25-002
Yes.
for Diane's Pumpkin Patch, Thursday, February 19th at 9:30 a.m.
For an agritainment venue.
Is
Okay,
that
I-
25 or 26?
It's 25.
It's 25.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I will second that.
Thank you.
All right. Motion and second on the floor to schedule a public hearing for SRU 25-002, Diana's Pumpkin Patch Agritainment Venue at 9:30 a.m. on Thursday, February 19th. Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Grantham? Aye. Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you for that so much, Dan. So sorry. It's okay. Okay, we do have some new business. However, we have a public hearing that is scheduled for 9:30 a.m. The hour has reached 9:33, so we're going to move into our public hearing, which is a vacation of public right-of-way platted for an alleyway that crosses some lots in Macon subdivision. It does not serve as transportation or utility function. The McKinley Elementary School has been developed on a portion of this alleyway, and I believe has been there for quite some time. So I'm going to open this public hearing at 9:33, and I believe we have Scott Morton with us this morning from the Canyon City School District. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank
All
you,
right, so
Commissioners, for having
tell us
us.
what's going on
I am
here.
Scott Morton, Director of Operations for Canyon City Schools. We've been working on some new developments in our school system, and we added a gym at McKinley. Part of that work was to conduct a survey to update our stuff and make sure everything was in line. And when we did that, we found we have a magical right-of-way that runs through the property and has been there since the 60s, which is interesting because it actually runs through room number 3 on the property. So it is not an area that is used for that purpose, and we're asking to vacate that.
All right, thank you, sir. So we're finally going to try to make you legal.
Make it legal, yes, ma'am.
Okay, I like that.
That's our plan.
All right. Any questions for the applicant? All right, let's turn next to.
Other than you just can't move the buildings,
I
right?
can't move the building, yeah.
Let's turn next to staff report.
Hello, everyone. Yep, so this is vacation of public right-of-way 25-001 for McKinley Elementary. Applicant was Scott Morton from School District RE1. Consultant is Three Rocks Engineering, Brandon and Stewart. The purpose is requesting approval for a vacation of public right-of-way at 1240 McKinley Street in Canyon City. Reason for the proposed vacation: this is a 16-foot, .193 acre right-of-way platted as an alleyway. It crosses lots 19, 20, 21, 22, 25, 26, 27, and 28 of Macon subdivision. It serves no transportation or utility function, and the McKinley Elementary School has been developed on a portion of this alleyway on lots 21, 22, 25, and 26. Improvements are the McKinley Elementary School. The applicant did request 2 waivers. One of them is no longer needed, but first waiver was of application fees due to the public nature of this project. The second one was going to be a notification of utility companies, but they made those notifications, so that one's not needed. The Fremont Conservation District originally had supplied comments that they wanted relevant utility companies notified. That has been done. So with this being said, the Planning and Zoning Department recommends approval with the approval of waiver number 1 of the application fees, but staff would recommend that we retain a partial refund, staff recommends a partial refund of the fees in the amount of $560, and we withhold $40 to cover the recording fees. So that's it. We support the waiver. We just hope that we could retain $40 to cover our costs, and we think this should be approved.
All right, thank you so much, Dan. Any questions? Yes, sir.
I usually don't interject. Recording fees are 43.
43. Well, thank
Not
you for
40.
that correction.
Thank you, sir.
43. Do I hear 44?
Absolutely, keep it going.
All right, anything else for Dan?
No.
No, okay. This is a public hearing, so at this time, we would welcome any comments from the public, anyone who would like to address this particular issue. Don't all come at once. All right. Nothing from the public. We're going to close this public hearing then. Sold. All right, anything else before we have a motion? All right, Commissioner Grantham.
I'll give it a go. I move that we approve the vacation of public right-of-way 25-001 for McKinley Elementary School. I think the address you gave is 1420 McKinley for the vacation of public right-of-way as described already across all of these lots. But I would also include in that motion the waiver of the fees in the amount of $557, withholding $43 of the original amount paid for recording fees.
All right, I second that. So we have a motion and second on the floor to approve vacation of public right-of-way number 25-001 as just described by Commissioner Grantham. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you so much for being here. We go backwards now. We have no old business to tend to today. We do have some new business. Item number 1 under new business, this is one of my favorite organizations in all of Fremont County. We have the Fremont County Search and Rescue Group with us today for an annual report presentation for the calendar year of 2025. We have with us this morning Randy Sorge and Dustin Elliott. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning,
Morning.
Commissioners. Good morning.
Good to see you this morning.
Yes, good to be here.
Thanks for being here. All right, take it away.
All right. Just thank you guys for your time and ability to review our year with you. I'm Dustin Elliott. I'm the current commander of Fremont Search and Rescue.
Randy Swords, the captain.
And this will be just an overview of 2025 and what the team's been up to over the year. So, So in 2025, and really throughout the history of Fremont Search and Rescue, we are a professional volunteer search and rescue team. So we provide search and rescue services to Fremont County, as well as assisting neighboring counties and other counties in Colorado as needed and requested. We are a part of Colorado Search and Rescue Association, which helps out across the state with those mutual aid resources. We are a nonprofit. We are a 501c3. Again, all volunteers, but definitely a professional team of volunteers. We rely on donations and grants to support our team. Many donations come through, but a lot of grants, and there's been a lot of legislation at the state level that has really helped our team. The fees on license plates have been very beneficial to us, and they just increased the hunting and fishing licenses fees that are collected, which will also increase the pool of money at the state that we are able to access, which is hugely beneficial for a small team like us. We hold Mountain Rescue Association accreditation. We are one of 12 teams within Colorado that holds this accreditation. The Mountain Rescue Association is a national 501c3 that holds top tier standards for backcountry search and rescue teams. And so really what that is, it's a feather in our cap, but it also says that we are a high rated team across the nation, and we hold ourselves to the top standards for Backcountry Search and Rescue Association to pass that. To do that, it's pretty rigorous, and for a small team like us to be able to hold that accreditation is pretty astonishing for the ability of our small team and the members of our team and the amount of hours, which we'll cover here in a little bit, to maintain that level of professionalism on the team. Per Colorado statute, we do operate underneath the sheriff's responsibility. So sheriff in the state of Colorado has the responsibility for search and rescue operations in the state of Colorado. And we operate underneath their umbrella with an MOU. So when the issue comes up, somebody's lost or injured in the backcountry in Fremont County, 911 gets activated, the sheriff contacts us, and we work through them to go out and complete our missions. So just a reminder to anybody listening, if you need help, if you're in Fremont County and you get lost, you get stranded, you get injured, and you need that support, call or text 911. Reach out to those emergency services that way. There is no individual number to call Fremont Search and Rescue and get a hold of one of us individually. We would still have to reach out to the sheriff to be deployed. We do not self-deploy. We are not going to go out just because you're a friend of ours and find you without permission of the sheriff to do so. So we definitely want you to call in. One big thing with that, a lot of the times you may not be able to reach out with a call. You might not have enough service to get a call through. It takes less service from your phone to send a text message than it does to call. So sending a text message is one way that we could get your location and get to you. So I like to cover that as well. Next slide, please. Right now we have about 26 members on our team. Most of them are general members who also specialize in other areas. So we consider ourselves a generalist. We call them ground pound team, where any one of our members is going to show up and do anything that's required of us, which is a ground pound. And then we have additional training and resources supplied to maintain different technical teams. So we do technical rope rescue. We can do high angle rescue, low angle rescue, and steep angle rescue, utilizing high quality rope techniques. We have a canine team with many wonderful dogs on there that are certified for disciplines such as human remains, live find area. So if somebody's lost in an area, the dog can go out in that area and find them. Air scenting. We're working on a trailing dog right now that's real close to being certified. So he can go out and follow a trail from last known location to where that individual is the goal. And then we have, that's the big three that we have for the canine team. We do have an alpine team. Lots of the alpine team covers avalanche scenarios and winter rescues, as well as navigating and maintaining ability to rescue somebody in the high alpine. Most of that area that we have in Fremont County is pretty remote, up by Bushnell area, but we do have it there, and there's a chance that we could be activated for that. The other reason we do really maintain credentials with Avalanche is for the Mountain Rescue Association. We do have to pass an avalanche scenario, and so we have to be certified to be able to do that and to be able to rescue. In reality, with the remoteness of that location, it'd be hard for our Alpine team to get up there for an avalanche rescue. It would probably be a probe-line recovery situation at that point. But we do train for it, and we do maintain proficiency in that discipline as well. We do have UAV, a drone team. We have one licensed pilot right now that works on that drone team, and he's working on building that team up through some of those, excuse me, state funding that we've collected. We are working on purchasing a new drone that has more capabilities than our old drone when that funding comes through to us. We do maintain a swift water rescue team. We have 3 technicians on that swift water rescue team, hoping to get some more in the coming years. But you'll see us at events like the Whitewater Festival, and again, all of our ground pound team are Shore Tech certified. We can do throw bagging and things like that. Our 3 water technicians are more certified to be in the water, be in the boats, and rescuing folks in the water, where most of the team is really Shore Tech certified. We do maintain a tracking team as well. Very high quality tracking team. One of the only counties in the state that allows search and rescue to clear vehicles to identify a direction of travel and things like that. So the sheriff understands our tracking team's level of awareness and allows them to clear the vehicle and get out there. So that's a good feather in our cap as well. Recent years, we've had a big drop in our number of medical professionals on the team, and we've been really focusing a lot on that over the last year. Thankfully, one of our newer members that has come on, he's a regular member now, is a former ER doctor out of Florida, maintains a license in Colorado, and has been a huge help to the team in the medical side, bringing his knowledge and expertise to support us. Last year, we certified 4 new wilderness first responders to bring our total up to 7, I believe, wilderness first responders on the team, and a couple more wilderness first aid, where our basic requirement is just basic first aid CPR. We really want to get you to that high level of care, so we'll try to get you to AMR or Flight for Life or Reach Air, somebody that has a little higher proficiency, but we are building that capacity on our team, and we've put a lot of effort into that over the last year. All right, next slide. Is that you? Still me, okay. 2025 missions. Our mission count was down a little bit last year. We only had 18 missions. Our average is about 27 to 30 missions a year, so a little less, which is good news in the long run. There's less people getting injured in the backcountry, but it does hurt the team as far as funding goes, because a lot of that funding is allocated based on our hours and based on our mission profiles. So we want to, if somebody gets lost or injured, we want to encourage them to reach out for our support and our help, and we are always here willing to answer the call as needed. And again, we maintain that high level. So again, good news is less missions. Bad news for us is less hours, but that's okay. Lots of different instances. We always get that question of like, well, what is your mission profile? What do you do? And we have a lot of situations that come up, and it all depends on what happens and where they're located. We've had injured ATV riders has really been on the rise in the last few years. We do have dementia patient, Alzheimer's patients walkaways that we go and assist on. Some incidences along the river, which have been a kind of an increase in some capacities, even with the support of Arkansas Headwater that takes a lot of the in-water stuff. There's been some shore stuff and late people, and just kind of some stupidity around the water that we go and help out with. So we do go to other counties and assist with missions in the high elevations. Again, we do have an alpine team with members that are comfortable above tree line in class 3, 4, 5 conditions up there that are more technical, and we go and assist with those as well. Some of the bigger missions that we had, we did have a injured hiker up Newland Creek Trail, which is a rugged trail with a lot of creek crossings. Individual broke her ankle about 3 miles in. We were able to go in and help extract her pretty efficiently with the support and mutual aid of AMR, and Florence Fire was there as well. So being able to really get them out, and very proficient in getting them out down that trail. Another big one across the state was the 2 missing hunters down in Conejos County. Most people understand that one. I was actually able to go down there as a canine handler with my dog as an air scent dog. We were pretty close to the area that the boys were found, but being able to support those kind of missions is a huge piece for us as well. So.
Next slide. Thanks, Dustin. Some of the challenges we had last year, time for training, that's always a big one. You know, we're all volunteer. Most of the folks on the team have full-time jobs and families and their own personal life to live as well. So finding time is always a challenge. But we have found the time to do it. We've been coordinating with Canyon Fire to do high-angle rescue on their new tower they have. Coordinating swiftwater training with them. Florence Fire Department, Deer Mountain, and Tallahassee, we've been coordinating training efforts with them as well. And our dogs, our canine, we do annual training with El Paso County, and we also have a member from Custer County that trains with us. So coordinated efforts, throughout the region. And you'll see one of the slides, the number of hours we do put in on training. And I know we talked about it last year. We lost several members from retirement. Fortunately, we were able to replace them. We have 6 new members that we're real excited about. We've got 6 or 7 new recruits that are very interested, and I really think we'll be bringing those on. So our count of 26 members, will get up well over 30, and we're excited for that. And that's probably the most we've had on the team for quite a while. And a lot of them are younger people too. We need that. One of the other challenges we had, obviously the building construction and all that, that's progress is going. It has had an impact on us, not singing the blues or anything, but we do, like our response vehicles, ATV trailers, swiftwater trailers are housed at various team members' residence, and that does slow us down on responses. We don't have a central location to meet when we're getting together for a mission. We've worked on that, and we've, I think, done well on that to make sure we don't decrease our response time or increase the response time, but it is a challenge really for every mission. We have incurred a few costs on that with a storage shed that we've had. Some of our gear gets damaged by being exposed to the elements. Let's see, but we certainly do appreciate the work on the new building, and we do appreciate the use of Garden Park Center and Pathfinder, that the county's graciously let us use for our trainings, our meetings, and such. So, one of the other challenges we have always in the backcountry, and really any response sort of effort, is it's always communication. This last year we used grant money, and we got Starlink system, and that's helped us out tremendously in the backcountry. We can connect. We have then we have access to internet, cell phone, and it's really helped our missions out in the field. Next slide. For our personnel hours for last year, for our missions that we had, those 18 missions, we had 772 hours in that one. Training, as I talked a little bit ago, 3,715 hours of training. And for public events and meetings and outreach, over 2,200 hours. There's still about 1,000 hours difference. That's vehicle maintenance, equipment maintenance, administrative time allotted. So just under 8,000 hours for last year. Next slide. Community involvement, we enjoy all of our community involvement. I think the team just has fun doing it. Just a representation of what we do, participate in National Night Out. At the local elementary schools, we do the Hug-a-Tree education for the young kids. Of course, the annual parades that we have. You see us around at Whitewater Festival. Again, you can't miss us out in the orange. And as well as our annual trivia night, our main fundraiser. It's a lot of hours put into that, but the team does have a really good time, and I know the community enjoys it as well.
We have a really good time with that one, too.
You guys will win yet, right?
Even when we don't win.
Close. So close. We did participate, as Dustin mentioned, with Colorado Search and Rescue, CSAR. Participate in the local EMS council meeting. In fact, I think that's going on right now. Somebody's substituting for me on that one. Safety Jam, local LEPC meetings. We are members of NASAR, the National Association of Search and Rescue, and SARDUS, Search and Rescue of United States. They're both for canine certifications, and that's all we have. So any questions?
Wow, that's all?
Tried to keep it brief.
So the first thing that I would like to say is just thank you. And if you would please share this with your entire team. We appreciate you guys so much. The fact that you're all volunteers still just kind of explodes my mind, because 8,000 hours, that's a lot of time. And when you divide that up by only 27 members, that's a lot of hours per person. I know some of you spend more time than others. I'm also always surprised by the level of professionalism that is found within your organization. You might think search and rescue would be made up of, some guys who maybe own a gun and a horse, but that's really not true. You have doctors, you have attorneys, you have just such high-level professional people in this organization, and they do this because their heart's really in it and because they want to do this. I did want to address very quickly the building issue and just kind of apologize. We took you guys out of the sheriff's space and gave you your own space out on East Main, and then decided we can even do better than that. But there's a building phase, there's a little bit of heartache that goes along with that. Unfortunately, the building phase is taking longer than we thought because we've developed apparently a groundwater issue out there. So we're actually in the process of trying to prove we don't have a problem, but we have to do that the right way before we can move on with this project. But please know, understand, remember, we are committed to getting this building completely finished for you. I think it will be the first space that is truly, honestly, only for search and rescue. It's going to be your space for meetings, for trainings, for whatever else you need it for. We'll have plenty of storage out there. You'll be able to reassemble all of your things back together again. So I know it didn't happen as quickly as we had hoped that it would happen, but it is happening and we are going to get it done. I also would like to ask, if you're still looking for new members, if you wanted to give any kind of contact information, or if someone is interested, how do they go about finding you and getting involved with this
It's
organization?
too late, you're not taking any more new members, right?
I'm gonna guess that's not true.
Yeah, we are always looking for new volunteers. Really, the process to join the team is to come to our team meetings, which is the second Tuesday of every month at 6:30 p.m. And come and get to know the team a little bit, and we talk to you a little bit more about the process through there. We always post on our Facebook page when those meetings are coming up, when they're going to be, but it is always the second Tuesday of the month at 6:30, and that's really the first step.
And that is in the Garden Park building, correct?
For now, that's in the Garden Park buildings,
Okay.
yes. And we appreciate, all of the support and looking at the building. I mean, that's tremendous of the county to do that for the team, and we greatly value and appreciate that, and understand that we understand that the setbacks, and the building never goes as smooth as you would hope it would, so.
We may be more upset about it than you guys are.
We get that. So yeah, you can look us up online at fremontsar.com. You can contact us. There's an email attached to that website that you can reach out to us. You can reach out to us on Facebook. But again, to join the team, coming to our team meeting, we really look for members and new members, potential members, to get to know the team and to make sure that it's a good fit for them. When I talk to new volunteers, I'm like, this isn't your local soup kitchen volunteering where Thursday night from 6 to 8, you're there serving soup, right? And really the point of joining the team is when the need arises, we need to be able to support that and go. And so that could be the middle of the night during a blizzard. It could be, it's never a bright sunny day, 60-degree weather in the middle of the day, but it could be But as long as work's not in the way and family's not in the way, we want those members to be able to volunteer and to show up when the mission arises. We put in a lot of training hours. We want them to be there at training. We want them to be a part of the team and a valued member of the team. We don't want to rescue with strangers. We don't want to get into the middle of the night kind of situation with somebody we don't know and then they get injured when we're out there. And now not only do we have an injured subject, we have an injured team member and we have to get 2 people extracted out. So we really want to make sure that when we're in the middle of the night in a rough situation and nasty terrain, the person to the left of me, the person to the right of me is going to be able to take care of the job with me to get it done and get them out effectively. So we really like members to show up and come to a couple meetings, come to a couple trainings and say, yes, this is really something that I want to do before we put them through the rigor of getting the application, getting it submitted and doing that process.
All right, understandable. Commissioner?
Yes.
Comments?
Gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for being here and thank you for this report. Couple things. I really want to pass along my thanks as well, along with Commissioner Bell and on behalf of Commissioner McFall to you and all your team, and please let them know that we really appreciate everything you guys do. And the report, I think back to the one we had last year when you guys came in to do this, and I don't know if we've told them, but it was we were kind of a buzz from that report. It was an eye-opening thing for us to see everything you guys do and everything you guys did. Not that we didn't know, but having it all laid out like this was beneficial for us. We took that opportunity and the information that you guys gave us and used it in several capacities to brag on you guys and what you guys do, even as recent as yesterday. In a meeting. And so we thank you guys for what you do. And not just you guys. You have family members that I'm guessing are very patient with the schedule that may come up at the most inopportune times of having to go out and do a rescue. And they're the ones that we thank them too. And you mentioned that many of you are still full-time employees somewhere, and sometimes that can be some friction there that employers are helping out in this as well, and kind of a partner in making sure that people have you guys available to get them off the side of a mountain. And so thank you to you guys, thank you to your family, wives, kids, and employers. Just thank you for everything you guys do.
You're welcome.
All right, thanks so much for being here this morning. We really do appreciate the update.
Thanks.
All right, have a great day. Back to new business, we do have one final item on the agenda. This is the appointment of a new member to the Fremont County Tourism Council for a term beginning January 27th of 2026 and ending on December 31st of 2027.
Madam Chair, this individual, Gail Dexter, folks from the community probably know that name. Gail is involved in many aspects of community life here in Fremont County, and she has volunteered to help us out on the Fremont County Tourism Council. Gail has 11 years of experience at the Royal Gorge Bridge. So, yeah, I think that has a little bit of tourism experience under her belt.
Yes.
There are other organizations that she volunteers with. She's very community-minded. She's vested here in our community, and that's very important to us, especially when we start talking about a community. The Tourism Council is quite unique. It has its own tax, and it has its own board. It still comes under the auspices of the commissioners, but they are unique in how the special revenue source that they get to decide how to fund advertising for tourism specifically. And so she is going to be an excellent addition, I believe, to the Tourism Council, and we look forward to having her on there. And I would move for the appointment of Gail Dexter to the Fremont County Tourism Council for a term beginning today and ending December 31, 2027.
I second that. I agree with everything that you just said about Gail Dexter. She is bright and bubbly and full of energy, and she's like the Energizer Bunny, I think. She just goes. So we're really excited to have her on board for this. So we have a motion and a second to appoint Gail Dexter to the Fremont County Tourism Council for a term that begins today and ends December 31st of 2027, of course, with the possibility for reappointment after that. Let's do roll call.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I also would just like to mention, this is a good time to say, Fremont County does have many different opportunities to volunteer here for your county. If you're interested in any of those, just go online, take a look to see what may be available, what you might be interested in doing for us, fremontcountyco.gov. Up at the top, there is a tab, I think, that says, how do I, ... And if you go there, then it will give you a list of volunteer opportunities. Take a look, see if there's anything there that you might be interested in doing for your community. All right, there being no further business to come before this board, we are adjourned.